Since climates vary so much place to place, areas of Earth are categorized into different biomes. A biome is a region of the Earth with a certain type of climate and a certain type of plant community. For example, New England is usually described as having a temperate deciduous forest biome, meaning it is in a temperate climate and the dominant plant community is that of a deciduous forest. From the poles to the equator, there is a lot of biome diversity. The areas closest to the equator, from 0 degrees latitude to about 30 degrees, is the tropical zone. The biomes at these latitudes are all generally warm and have little variation in temperature from season to season. There can be variation in precipitation though, and this leads to considerable differences in plant life between tropical biomes and in how temperature changes during the day. Places that see less precipitation generally have low humidity and little cloud cover. This means that each night, once the sun stops warming the land, the temperature can drop considerably. In places with higher precipitation and humidity, the land is essentially insulated by the atmosphere and kept warm through the night. Tropical deserts are on this end of the spectrum, with small amounts of precipitation and large temperature swings from day to night, and tropical rainforests are on the other, with high amounts of precipitation and nearly constant temperatures year-round. At the ends of the Earth, towards the poles, temperatures are generally low. Here again, precipitation levels have a big impact on the types of plant communities present. Immediately around the poles, though they are generally covered in snow and ice, little precipitation actually falls. These places, called tundras, are essentially ice-covered deserts. They are only covered in snow because it is too cold for it to ever melt. Slightly farther south, where it is still cold, but where more precipitation falls, you will see more trees. These areas are called taiga, or sometimes boreal forests. The temperate regions in between the tropics and the polar region are the most variable. These areas have more pronounced summers and winters, and can see larger variations in precipitation. They, however, usually have the healthiest soils on the planet. Some of the different biomes within these regions are listed on the slide. Some key numbers to notice are that areas receiving less than 10 inches or 25 centimeters of rain annually are considered deserts, regardless of their temperature, and that temperatures tend to range more in deserts than in any other type of biome. Temperature and humidity can vary on much smaller scales than entire biomes, though. If you've ever noticed that the floor is colder than the rest of the room, or that one floor of the house is colder than another, then you're already aware of this concept. The climate of a small specific area is called a microclimate. Microclimates can vary significantly even on a small scale. The temperature and humidity beneath a single blade of grass could be drastically different than on the rock next to it. Where particular plants grow and where animals choose to live often comes down to these small differences in the particular microclimates available to each organism.